Recording.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
Woo!
And I go by DJ Swirl.
Chocolate and vanilla swirl.
What's up, everybody?
And tonight, as always, we give a shout out to Royalty Nutrition. And to help me out with that, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Warhorse.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Royalty Nutrition is a veteran-owned and operated supplement company that doesn't automatically use the cheapest ingredients possible while making their supplements for you. Check them out and use the discount code 37HAKE to save 15% on your entire order. My next shout out of the evening will be to Gorilla Gains. That's gorilla-gains with a Z.com. They are a fitness apparel company that you can wear comfortably in and out of the gym. They also make great equipment that helps keep you safe while you train. Check them out and use the discount code JAKE15. Saves you 15% on that order as well. My next shout out of the evening will be to me. Patreon.com/HakeJoward. That is my Patreon page. And I do a solo show there. I do training logs, blog entries, and other things that will help you with your fitness and sobriety journey. You know, if you're not looking to fully commit to paying for a coach, why not just get my blurbs that I throw up there from time to time? Support your boy, DJ Swirl. Tell him about that buy-to-buy empire.
They say teamwork makes the dream work, but what about the nightmare? From your landlord to your dashboard, sometimes life don't play fair. If you lack time, got a bad spine, we're here to support you, giving peace of mind from the time you buy until we say goodbye. 602-345-0472 buy. 602-345-0472 buy.
That's right, buy to buy. Everywhere you are at BUYTOBYE, giving you peace of mind from the time you buy to the time we say goodbye. It's fast, friendly, on-demand moving, delivery, staging, TV mounting, and assembly. What you see here is a byproduct of Buy2Buy Studios. That is high quality, low stress, always remote controlled. We help you from this whole social media aspect of easy post reels and stories all the way up to full-fledged live stream, like what you see right here. Hit us up at Buy2Buy Studios or buy2buy.com/studios. Jake, what we talking about tonight?
The near-death experience that hit the whole house at once.
Yeah.
So,
Man,
remind everybody how many Ninos you have at your domicile on a regular basis.
6.
Oh, God, Jesus. 6. Okay, so now my wife's a teacher. Both my girls attend the same school that she teaches at. So we're no strangers to having bugs float around the house. But there's 4 of us total. There's 10 of y'all,
8.
8 of y'all. So you said who was the culprit this go around?
Young Ruthless.
Young Ruthless. Oof. Okay, so she's at what, daycare? Preschool?
She's at preschool.
Preschool, okay. So she comes home with the funk. Then who's in the chain? What's that game?
So
The whisper game?
yeah. So it goes Ruthie, Marley, and then Britt. Britt gets it, and then Christopher gets it. Then I get it. And Scarlett gets it. And I think the other 2 dodged it while they're over at the other casa.
And so when one of you gets it, like there's no quarantining, there's no isolation, there's no you're all touching each other and it's gonna happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then my kids are hilarious because they'll come up, Dad.
Yikes.
So this has been.
So what's the length in terms of everyone who's caught it? Have they all had it about the same length, same symptoms?
So the fever's only lasted a day, day and a half. And then now it's been like a persistent cough back and forth,
Yeah.
which is super. And I had to take a day off from the old humble gig just to get my life together. Because I'm like mentally I'm back, but
Yeah.
my body is just I'm still tired. Just
As you
tired.
should
man.
be.
I don't have time. The universe is making me.
What's that got to do with your health though?
So I'm saying, like
Like
it's
your
just
time,
the
your health
universe is
doesn't give a shit about your time.
the universe is making me take a slow down.
So why aren't you listening?
I am. I took a day off, and I've
And
been
then
laid up. I've been laid up as much as I possibly can too.
no, we spoke before this, and you said that you took a day off,
I,
and
I
then
oh
you
yeah,
went
yeah.
back, and then
I went back.
and then you left early, or
I took another day off.
yeah, bro, because
Yeah.
you're not letting your body heal. Like you said, you don't have time, so you're pushing the envelope, and your body is responding in kind.
You want to know something that's wild too? Is I ran over my big toe, my left big toe, with one of the pallet jacks, and it
When
was pretty cool watching how your body does a chain of giving a shit. Because it immediately was like, fuck trying to heal this thing.
oh
We
yeah,
don't
yeah,
need that. We don't need that toe.
yeah,
So now I have an infected toe. But
on top of your
it,
illness,
but like yeah, I'm coming out of the illness. Yeah.
so now you feel your toe full all the pain.
Well, I clean it out 3-4 times a day.
Oh, so it sucks.
That's a good one.
So 0 to 10 pain level.
Right now, nothing. And then
It's currently infected, no pain.
right. Oh, so no, I mean, at this moment, there's no pressure on it. I have it lifted up.
You talk about missing work from being ill, like, bro.
Well, it's like, all right, let's say a child steps on my foot, which they do multiple times a day.
I'm just
Call that
talking
a,
about
call
the
that a
normal pressure of having a shoe, having it compressed, and the weight of your body on it for hours, doing physical. Like, what's the pain level at work? Because you
3
when did it happen?
or a couple weeks ago now.
Oh, jeez, it's still, and you're
Yeah.
still 4 to 5 times a day.
No. So everything was healing up. So I left it alone because it was healing up. Like you know what I mean? Like toenails coming
Oh,
back,
oh,
everything. Like everything's fine. Like I just keep my Band-Aid on it and keep it dry. But then I got sick and my body was like, "We're done giving a shit about fixing this toe." And then
so
so that was an interesting piece of
when that happened,
biology.
at work, how long were you down before you continued to go back to work?
I yelled the F word at the top of my lungs, and then I went back to pulling pallets. Like immediately.
And for how much longer in your shift?
Oh, I had about two and a half hours left.
You're an asshole. Bro, what?
Yeah, it's all right. It's gonna be. But now it's just I just get to be extra careful
You have benefits, right?
through the VA. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you go in with a smush toe, what are they gonna say?
See you in like 4 months. I don't know, man. I've never gone for a not scheduled something
Boy. Okay.
because I'd rather not.
Of course, of course. Of
Yeah.
Okay, so you ran over your toe, your big
Yes.
toe. I smashed
Yes.
I don't know how I got I guess because it's the longest toe. I got my middle toe on my left hand, on my left foot, and yeah, with a pallet jack, a manual pallet jack that had an Orbis container full of 14-pound batteries on it. 43 of them. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 43 of them. Oh my god, bro. Yeah. So I did the same thing, something similar to you, but mine didn't get infected, and luckily I was going at a low speed, so that way it caught my shoe, ran over my toe, but I was able to push it in the opposite direction soon enough to where it didn't break the skin. It didn't like it just had a blood blister underneath the surface, but like my toenail was whole somehow, didn't bleed at all, but it just hurt. And so I know I took a moment or two and but I walked it off and kept it moving. So I get it. I completely get it. Not a good look though.
No, it's
Not a good
it's
look.
been fun.
So outside of
It,
the funk, outside of uh busted toes, how is the body holding up?
I haven't trained since my last leg day, so last week, and I'm I'm okay with it because I understand uh, what's going on. A younger and more impatient me would have been super pissed,
Yeah.
but
Have you ever
when it
pulled your
comes,
pec muscle?
what's that?
What's the worst injury you've done to your chest?
Oh, I have a slight tear in my back still.
What do you mean a slight tear? Like what did you do to tear it?
I was incline benching. No, I was decline benching. It was 120 years ago, but yeah, I have so the pec started to tear and didn't tear all the way, so it wasn't a full rupture, right?
Mm.
So, in order for a doctor to do anything about that, it has to tear all the way. So it's not like it's not significant enough for medical intervention at this point.
Sounds like my ankles. Did something similar. I twisted them severely, but never broke them. And they said, come back after you broke it so we can reset it. And I never did. The reason why I ask is my basketball team playing on Thursday nights, and our game last week was at 9 p.m., bro.
Ooh,
Our game this week is at 9 p.m., bro. Tis late. And especially getting up at 4 a.m. on a daily basis. Like 9 a.m. is my bedtime. So,
yes.
and there were only 7 of us that suited up, and one of us only played, and one of the 7 only played like 3 minutes because they were still hurt. And so, uh, I made it through last week. I took a shot to my left, my ring finger was nice and swollen, and then on an inbound play, I was in front of the tallest guy on the floor. He's like 6'6", and I'm just trying to be busy in front of him as he's passing, trying to interrupt his pass lane. And so he fakes one way and then goes the other, and I simply went with him and saw the fake and went to go back the other way, and I just felt a big pinch in my chest. And I was like, and he passed the ball in, and I just ran up the court, and I was just like, what the? It was so acute, man. Like, I don't even know. I can't even describe the science behind it.
Yeah.
But like, yo, it hurt. Felt like I tore my titty. And so the next day the pain was worse and more widespread. I tried to um iron it out with the massager.
Yeah.
That hurt like fucking crazy. Um but no, it feels all right now. Like it doesn't hurt at all. My finger's okay. My hamstring is surprisingly okay. It's still tight, but like if I stretch it out, it doesn't feel. I don't feel limited by it. But
Do
unironically,
you have any? Do you have any bruising on your chest?
I would have to
Where the
roll.
owie is?
I don't think so. There was a little.
Okay.
There was a tiny. I remember there being a little tiny spot on the armpit side.
Okay.
Why?
Because well, usually if there's like bruising, that's a sign of tearing.
Gotcha.
So if I don't know, you'll have to look at it because if it's just something little, then it could be just a real tiny, tiny tear, or you just strained it real bad.
Yeah.
But if you've got like some bruising, you might want to go see a doctor.
All right. I'll pay attention once we get off of here. But the worst injury I've gotten happened at the golf simulator. Um, I naturally have like a lot of loft on my shot, so my shots go real high, just based
Yeah.
off of my approach, and so it's not unusual for me to hit above the screen in the simulator and it bounces back toward me. It's happened. It happens a few times every round. I got a new set of irons from my guy Jeff. He gave me his old set and was just trying to get a feel for him. And I hit this shot, dude. It was from like 95 yards out, uphill. I hit this thing within 4 feet of the hole. It was probably the best shot I've had there. But the ball, I hit the ball just right to where it hit just above the screen, hit the wall, bounced off the ceiling, and hit me dead square in my nuts, bro. Hit me right on the right one, on the right hand side. And when I tell you I was down for the count, I was down for the count. And I sent an email to the administrator of the golf club with this little letter just stating, "Hey, do you have footage from this date and time? Because I have a recording right after it." I broke into a cold sweat. Like I thought I was gonna throw up. I was on the
Yeah.
ground. I was on the ground. I couldn't stand up for probably 3 minutes. Like I'm on the ground. I know I'm on video. I know I'm on video, like just writhing in pain, just rocking back and forth because I'm trying to like tough it out, dog. So if you're talking about bruising, I'm pretty sure that's bruised. Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Nothing, like a bruised nut.
So yeah, man. And of course I have DJ brain, so it makes me think of that Easy E track. Give me that nut. I'll be sure to make a little clip and play it here somewhere. But yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
So aside from all that, tore my pec muscle or did whatever, injured it. There were only 6 of us playing most of the time, and the other team played with each other frequently. And so, yeah, man, we got destroyed. We lost by like 20 something, and was not a good look. But anyway, yeah, still feel
That's what it
good.
is.
Like my body feels all right. I don't feel achy. But
Now, with your chest, do you have full range of motion? Like, are you able to?
let's see. So like all the way out, then up,
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Then when you come back, you feel any like significant pulls or anything?
no tightness at all.
Then you're good, dog.
Yeah,
Ooh.
very good.
Because you'd know. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
yeah,
moment
yeah.
you'd hit it,
That's what I'm saying.
you'd,
If
you'd
I,
go, you'd go,
yeah, man. If I was worried about it, you definitely would have heard about it sooner. But speaking about hearing about it
Terrence, so
sooner,
good.
the last
Yeah.
time we were on here, you had a message for someone in your life who was struggling on the struggle bus.
Yep.
You want to give an update?
So I believe I said something about heroin. I was incorrect. It was methamphetamine. Um, he said that he will be checking into a detox center shortly. So I got to follow up with him on that because I saw that he was posted on the X. So that leads to not a credible statement.
So no closure on the. What would you describe it? Was it anxiety? What was the most prevalent feeling you had with that in the middle of that
Like
situation?
like what caused it? What caused the relapse?
No, you. Like, because you felt the type of way enough for us to center speaking about it, right?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even say I'm cautiously optimistic. I am just cautious.
Yeah.
Because the problem with addiction is the addiction is a liar. So like whatever you're addicted to, you always think, come on, you can do just a little bit. You'll be fine. You
You'll
can be in control.
you'll
You can
lie
be
to
in
reason it out.
control.
Right.
You can be in control this time. Yo, come on, you just don't have to do over this much. You'll be fine. And then, of course, that's bullshit because then you're back into the throes of what you tried to give up or maybe even something brand new.
Yeah.
It's a lie, right? So, and the problem with believing that lie, you lie as you are trying to lie to yourself. And then there's a reason why addicts are incredible liars. It's because they learned they learned how to be. Especially if they look like they still have it together. Whew. You find someone that's not showing physical signs of their addiction, they're the best at being full of shit. And so because of that, this is not taking away from me believing that this dude is a good person, because he is. I just know that he's let the lie take over for a while.
So we're in that stage then.
Yep.
But
I would rather that not be the case because it sucks.
Yep. But it's better than the alternative.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope that he is in the detox center that he said he was going to, or he's on his way.
Yeah.
Because his daughter doesn't deserve that shit.
Yeah.
Again, some more.
Speaking of daughters, I believe that's the case. I don't know for sure, and we tried to look before we came on here, and I don't know if we can.
Yeah, Matt. What the?
But long time viewer and engager
And guest.
Flex Chef, one of our favorites here. He
Congratulations.
just had a newborn with his lady, and
Ooh.
I want to say congratulations to the both of you. Thank you for all of the time and attention you've given us over the last couple of years while we struggled through this. Hope all is well. Hope you got a happy baby, healthy baby and
Happy
mama.
healthy.
And yeah, congrats on the new edition. I don't think I have applause on here. Maybe I do somewhere. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Congrats, Flex.
Oh man. So I want to say I feel for the families of the lost soldiers in the drone attack. But I have a sneaking suspicion, and I can't help it, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this is a Gulf of Tonkin-esque situation. To draw the United States into a conflict with Iran. And I hope that we fucking don't.
I mean,
For those who
Go
don't know what I'm talking about, if you look up the Gulf of Tonkin incident, it was supposedly the Viet Cong attacked our ships in Vietnam, and it was what drew the United States officially into the Vietnam conflict. And then that was debunked later to be completely bullshit. So.
Yeah, sounds familiar. Well, I was looking at just on my phone. I don't even know what for, but in terms of Palestine, like, you start typing it in and then the flag will pop up. And I was doing something. Oh, I was working on the Laughing Jordan piece because today is officially a year from the release of that little clip that went viral. Had 5 million views that I could track on my end, and it was a big deal in my little sphere. So, but I was literally I just typed in Jordan, and the flag came up, and it looked like the Palestinian flag, and I'm like, huh? And so then I deleted that, and I typed in Palestine, boom, same flag. So then that led me down a search, the Google hole, and there was an attack or there was something involving Jordan this week or last week, and the news came out that there was a situation that went down, and then there was going to be no response from the U.S. And I was like, they've got the same flag, different names. And then I read that Jordan tends to favor Israel, so
Well,
yeah.
Jordan, I think, yeah.
So it's a whole
It was.
clusterfuck.
I posted something the other day, and I jacked it from Twitter, but it was a picture of all attacks on U.S. soldiers recently, and it was all over the Middle East and like Iraq and Jordan and all over. And the response back was, "Wow, that's a strange looking map of the United States." And like, yeah, it's time to bring everybody home. It's way overdue. Like there's a recruiter that comes into the Humble gig every now and again. I see this big bald son of a bitch, and I, talk.
What division?
He's a Marine.
Marine, okay.
And so I was talking to him, and he goes, "Yeah, man." I told him I was with 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines. He goes, "Oh man, before I got into this, my last fleet unit I was with 2-7, which is like you're right there next door to each other, pretty much, 29 Palms." I said, "Rad." And he goes, "Yeah, my last deployment was to Iraq." I said, "Well, Jesus, when was that?" He was there like a year and a half ago. Why?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
why? My first deployment, we were in Ramadi in 2007. Why are infantry units still there?
They gotta fund the ammo somehow. They can't make ammo if there's no soldiers to use it, right?
That's ridiculous. I didn't even know they were still running operations like that out there. That's God. It's disgusting. And the Iraqi government has firmly, as of I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, firmly stated that the United States should no longer be conducting military operations inside Iraq
Right.
because Iraq would like to run their country.
Weird.
Weird. And then, come to find out there's still Americans are getting hurt in Iraq. And you go, leave. Like,
Well,
my,
that's it's like what's that? I don't know what the official name of the syndrome is, but when it's that old stereotype of a girl who's in a relationship that she doesn't need to be in or shouldn't be in, but she thinks that she can change him,
uh,
or
that's an
because
abusive relationship, I think.
no, or because not necessarily it's abusive, but like just doesn't match up. But
Yeah.
but yeah, in terms of like they'll say, well, I've already invested so much. I would hate to see that investment go bad or to let that investment go, which is
Yeah.
basically what the US does all over the world. They invest in militarization in all of these outposts in all these areas. And at this point, it just feels like they are the sibling or they are the playground playmate and they're putting their finger right next to the person, but they're not. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. And at this point, it just feels like the U.S. is agitating all of these areas of the world. It doesn't have any business being in. And then as soon as it gets attacked, or as soon as someone is displeased with their presence, they use it to as a reason for aggression. So yeah, that's what it feels like all over the world right now, and we've got no business doing it.
And you're wondering why this BRICS economic coalition is rising up, and countries are trying to scoot out of the U.S. dollar.
It's about control, man.
Yep.
All about control.
And that was the whole thing with the Russia Ukraine thing. And it was how is the United States so mad at Russia doing United States stuff? It made no sense to me.
No, I can't remember what post it was for, but there was something I saw today, and it was like, my comment in the post was, hypocrisy is America's middle name. Like we love it's do as I say, not as I do. Like
Mhm.
it's that old trope to where it's like it's hypocrisy on its face, and we know it, but we sell it in a certain way, and we only pump it out, or we use our platforms to marginalize or to mask any opposition. Like all of the noise that all of the people who supported Barbie, tried to make noise about, it getting snubbed during award season. It's like, that's exactly what the movie was about. Why are you mad?
Yeah.
Oh, and they swagger jacked the entire timeline of the Black Panther movie. But no one is talking about that. None of the people on these Barbie rants have said anything about Black Panther. And there's one amazing clip I posted a while ago that is this guy breaking down the storyline, and it lines up tit for tat. But they're not talking about plagiarism. Not talking about that. On the back end, of a writer's strike, and them trying to use AI to no longer need the people that it generates.
Wait, are you trying to tell me also that Hollywood is creatively defunct?
No, it's the more of the hypocrisy. It's the American entitlement. Like we walk around expecting to not have to work hard, or because we work hard, we're not supposed to suffer. Huh? Has nothing to do with who you are. What you do is what you do. Everybody does what they need to do to get by, and some of us have better fortunes than others. Some of us have better timing and better luck. But like,
Mhm.
I don't think I'm ever better than somebody. I just try a lot. I just try. But I never go into something thinking that I'm better than somebody because I've been humbled way too many times in my life. And not even with ego, but just being in the presence of someone who's superior at another thing than me. But here we are. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you while I
Not
while
touching
while I
you.
restrict your waters and our presence is again, it's all fear based, right?
Yep.
It's all fear based. It's not like you said, even with the Vietnam situation. The fear of that possibly being true was enough to move all in. And then just like any other news, any poor journalism, when they say a story, they're forced to retract it or they have to give a revision, they put it on the back page or they make it as small as possible.
That no one sees.
Yeah, man. So we gotta equal we until we equal that same energy, the imbalance is there. We're throwing things off because we go all in like that. We double down on our ignorance. And then once we even when we're given the information in real time, and then after the fact, we just try to get rid of the access to the information. We just burn the books. History repeats itself. Not if you don't have books to read about it. Like
Hmm?
it's wild, man. That's what we do. We double down on that.
Double down.
I say we collectively because our tax dollars are funding these wars. We're not choosing that. No taxation without representation. How is that repping us? That's not repping me. I got no
Nope.
business over in Gaza. I got no business over in Iraq. I got so much business to worry about here.
Yep.
I don't even worry about what's going on in next state.
No,
If you
like
told me that the military was moving into Nevada, I'd be like, why? With the same energy as why I am over in Kumbaya. Like,
no,
no,
exactly. Like
the industrial war complex operating at high efficiency and right during election season.
gotta have new war for electrician.
And
Got
Taylor
new.
Swift is here to distract us all.
Yeah, thank God.
Oh man.
Dude, I was dead convinced that it was going to be a Ravens Niners Super Bowl.
I mean,
Dead convinced.
I haven't watched the game back, so I don't know what the Ravens failed to do. But
Yes.
I just remember seeing Lamar Jackson hold the ball for a long time. I just remember seeing him. I remember saying, I think out loud on a few occasions, get rid of it. Like just get rid of the like. There was one play where he just like it was almost like he was teasing the defense. They were on their own 20, and the play was broken. He was getting pressured, and he was just kind of casually fading back, got outside of the pocket, and then threw it back, to the line of scrimmage. But he took so much time, and then yeah, he was just very indecisive, and I feel like he was trying to pace himself, and you can't do that against Mahomes and Kelsey. You cannot do that. And then the fact that they didn't play, like they turned the ball over too much, and
Yep.
that touchdown that Zay Flowers lost because he overextended. Like they had so many things go against them. I think they were penalized a lot too. Like it was a very that was the worst game they played all year.
Yep.
And it sucks that it happens at that time. And he's got that, just like Josh Allen. Josh Allen, they are all the Mickelson to Mahomes Tiger at this point. Mahomes has as many playoff victories. I saw some meme. Mahomes has as many playoff victories as Peyton Manning already.
Yep. Mhm.
Peyton Manning played for like 20 years, Jack. Like, what? So, and then he'll surpass him if he wins the Super Bowl. Like, it's crazy, dog.
Yeah, thanks. Some of those Colts team, the Manning one,
They were
ass.
monsters. No, some of them were ass. Yeah.
Some of them were ass.
Yeah, early on they were. Early on, that's the price of a prime draft pick. That happens with every team. But like some of those teams that he kept running into Brady. And so his record would be a lot better if Brady wasn't there. Josh Allen's playoff record, Lamar Jackson's playoff record would be much better if there was no Mahomes. You know, if Chicago had drafted him, you know.
Yeah, you know. all the
Oof. Man, I hit the wrong button. It was the right sound. So I'll tell you.
But I really want to see Lamar Jackson win, so I'm gonna watch people just shut up.
No, he did. He won the MVP this year. Like, if he doesn't win the MVP, they're lying to not just everybody, to themselves. But the way that they talked about him in the offseason, man, they spent so much time gassing up Aaron Rodgers, and then they spent so much time tearing down and belittling Lamar Jackson to the point that the amount of time that Lamar Jackson was on the field this year versus Aaron Jones is hilarious. And then it cost that organization, what, $50-some million? Old boy's trotting around, talking that shit on Pat McAfee show, whatever he's been doing. Like, bro, what? And so you're not hearing the mainstream media talk about the flop that were the Jets this year.
Yep.
They'll use the rest of this week to talk bad about Lamar because he still can't get over the hump. He still hasn't made the Super Bowl. But I mean, how much of that is put on the coach, Harbaugh, on the back end of his brother winning a national championship? His brother won a national title last week very recently with Michigan. He's on the sideline and then watches his brother lose favorites at home.
And he's the new head coach of the San Diego Chargers.
And he's already ghosted.
Or Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
That's some other shit things get broken up.
Which means that they'll get that they've got a good chance of playing against one another next year. Harbaugh Bowl. Which they've already done before, right?
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, that's right.
Yeah. That was a good game too.
Was that Baltimore San Fran?
Yep.
Wow. I mean,
yes, sir.
How much of the Detroit San Fran game did you watch?
Because
what the fuck happened in the first half? Like, it was such a lopsided. Like, if that score was gonna happen, it was gonna be the other way around. Mm-hmm. Nobody saw the Lions being up 2-3 scores at halftime. Nobody saw that.
I was talking to people, they're like, "Well, what do you think about this?" I said, "It's who knows." They said, "Well, not why?" And I said, "Dan Campbell's a lunatic."
True.
And what do you mean? I was like, "He's a fucking lunatic." And he's
every character in every movie who is like the right hand of the lead character, right? In every great war movie, every great thriller, he represents that person who just is all in. And
he's got the funny one-liners and the heavy machine gun.
And he's a monster of a person. He's not. If what's the coach's name for Miami?
Oh,
love him too, Mike.
Yes,
Mike Daniels.
McDaniel.
If Mike McDaniel talked the way that Dan Campbell did, it would be hilarious. Like, you wouldn't believe him. You wouldn't believe him, even though McDaniel has the Dolphins looking like a threat every time they touch the field. But like Campbell, when you hear him say that on TV, you believe it. I mean, I guarantee you, if you're in that press conference, you're looking up at that guy. Fuck out of here. He's
gonna bite somebody.
Yeah, dude. He's. I believe when he says what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah.
Lions look good. NFC North's going to be strong with Green Bay and the Bears after they get Marvin Harrison Jr. with the #1 pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good look next year. But enough about football.
Sure. Go Texans.
Hey, Texans look strong. Surprise.
How about that CJ Stroud, boys?
Those Ohio State quarterbacks looking pretty good. Looking pretty
Choo.
good. Anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Man, not really. I haven't had a chance to be unsober. I've had chances. I never took them. But like, no, I'm good. I'm doing good in that region. Picked up a new client
Nice.
from back in old Illinois. We'll see how that goes. So I mean, things are coming around.
Nice. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Brenda Valdez. She is the owner of Dish is the Bomb. You can find her on all socials at that handle. She made us. I've had her ceviche and her tamales, and they were both delicious. She came to the BNI East Valley Entrepreneur Group, my chapter, last week as our visitor, and she handled herself, man. I've been impressed every time I've seen her online, and this, I think, was my first time meeting her actually in person. She held her own. So shout out to Brenda. Thank you for making the time and handling yourself like a business professional does. And so whether she elects to join our chapter or not, I'm very grateful for her presence and her continued place in my network as someone who I send my people to whenever they need any catering or any Mexican. She doesn't say authentic. I can't remember what she said. I'll have to fill that in here, but we shared a laugh about it when we were talking to the group, and I think the originator, the lone originator of our group, he reached out to her because he's getting married soon, and so reached out to her for possible catering. So already starting to spread those wings. So shout out to her and to Cozy Corners. Just started working with them in terms of staging. Have some business lined up with One Man Hauling, a joint venture. We were just talking about we do collaboration, not competition. And so we're working together in the same field. And then got another one pending. I got an email tonight. Got to follow up with them tomorrow. And that's another extension of our staging portfolio. And so hopefully we can add that to what we got going on and keep it moving.
Beautiful.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. DJ Swirl, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for listening to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
I go by DJ Swirl. Bye.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.